Dear friends, I welcome you in this next topic, art and science of death. Interesting yet strange. Bhagavad Gita does not only teach us art and science of life, it also teaches us art and science of death. Death itself is a big teacher. It teaches us so much. How? Let's demonstrate right now what we can learn from death. So I want all of you who are not driving to close your eyes. If you're not driving, please close your eyes. If you are driving, keep your eyes open. So I want all of you to keep your eyes closed. And with your eyes closed, just imagine that this is the last moment of your life. The last moment of your life. Just focus on this moment. You are not going to see tomorrow morning sun. Tomorrow morning sun will not see you. Your thoughts, your responsibilities, your authority, your philosophy, everything will be history now. This is the last moment of your life. Go deep in this moment. It is the last moment of your life. And think, whom or what are you missing the most? This is the last moment of your life. Whom are you missing the most? What are you missing the most? Think. If I die at this moment, what am I missing the most? Think, think, think. And now, slowly you can open your eyes to the life once again. And once you open your eyes, write down in the chat box, what were you missing the most at the last moment of your life? Anything. Is it kids? Is it family? Is it something else? Whatever you want to write. This is the last moment of your life. What are you missing the most? How many of you were missing somebody from your family? Okay. How many of you were missing yourself? Perfect. How many of you were missing nothing? Okay. How many of you were missing this life? Fine. Now my next question to all of you is, if this is the last moment of your life, majority of us were missing the family members, may it be parent, kids, or anybody else. Or somebody may be missing themselves, or nothing, or self only. My question to all of you is, now be very honest in replying it. You can digitally also raise your hands. How many of you today, whomsoever are you missing the most in the last moment of your life? How many of you are today giving your 100% to that relationship or to that person whom you will miss the most at the last moment of your life? Raise your hands. How many of us are giving our 100% to the person or relation whom we miss the most at the last moment of our life? Raise your hands. As you could see, none of the hand got raised. My next question to all of you is, in order to give our 100% to that person or a relationship whom we are going to miss the most at the last moment of our life, what are we waiting for? What are we waiting for? Because which moment will be the last moment of life, nobody knows. And that's why take an oath that whatsoever or whomsoever matters the most in life, I will start giving my 100% today, this moment onwards. It may be self-discovery. It may be a relationship. It may be anything. Think. So death teaches us so many lessons. It is a great teacher if we learn from it. And that's why today we are going to talk about art and science of death, how it works. We are not human beings having spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having human experience. And how in this life we can realize ourselves. This is what death teaches us. So now I'm going to show you something for more clarity's sake. So let's understand, what does birth means? See, we have a deep unconscious desire. It is called vasana. Whatever we do, there is a vasana behind it. Even if you go for purchasing an ice cream, eating an ice cream, there is a vasana, deep desire of appetite. Then it comes to the conscious level. It is called kamana, conscious desire. Fine, if I'm feeling hungry, is deep vasana. Ice cream I should eat is the kamana, conscious desire. Then it's physical manifestation. That is called karma. You see the slides I'm showing? Can you see everybody? Perfect. So that is called karma. Everything in this universe, every great thing is born thrice. Every great thing is born thrice. First, at the subconscious level, called vasana. Second, at the conscious desire, called kamana. Third, at the physical manifestation, called karma. Like a seed is vasana, unconscious desire. It sprouts. It is called kamana, conscious desires. And it becomes a plant, is a karma. For example, there is a deep desire in me, deep hidden desire. I should have big house. Then I will make a design of house, drawing of it, blueprint of house. And then I will make a visible house. So everything happens at 3 levels in the world. Everything. There is a desire to meet somebody, to reach somewhere. Then you need an instrument, internal instrument, the GPS map, a design map to reach to that address. But with that internal instrument or GPS map which you have in your mobile phone, you also need an external instrument, a vehicle to reach there. So everything happens in 3 stages. So similarly, our birth also happens in three stages. First is called astral birth. Means the moment soul enters the body, astral birth. Second is called psychological birth. Now that baby in the womb registers the experiences of the womb inside. It's called psychological birth. And then after 9 months, we are physically born. So we are born also in three stages. When the soul enters the body, when that womb receives, the fetus receives the vibrations from surrounding, and its own past life karmas also starts getting gathered. And finally is physical birth, you're born. This together is called causal body, the cause of your birth. This is what is called causal body. The vasana, the cause. This is what is called subtle body, psyche, antahakarana, the internal instrument, mana, buddhi, chitta, ahankara, as they say, memories, mind, intelligence, self-identity. All this is subtle body, subtle concepts. And this is what you call the physical body. So we are born in three stages. This is what you call birth. So when we say birth, it has three stages to it. Fine. And that's why we say we have three bodies. Now, what is death then? This is death. If I remove the physical body from the subtle body, it is called death. It means I cut the plant, but the stem and the roots are still there. Yes. It means I destroy the house, but still the desire to make a house and the blueprint of house is still there. And I will again create a new house then, isn't it? Even if you cut the plant, if the root is there, it will again fertile. Suddenly, the instrument, the vehicle through which I am going somewhere, got a problem. But still the desire to reach that place is there. Still I have GPS. What I will do? I will take a new vehicle. So the physical birth has a physical death. So what we call death, Lord Krishna says, is when the physical body is removed from causal body and subtle body is called death. It means this instrument dies, but the vasanas remains. And along with vasanas, the conscious desire also remains, the mind, body, the mind, intellect. So what will happen then? I will take a new vehicle. Those seeds will sprout again. I will make a new house. Though I die, but I come back. And this is what you call rebirth. When I come back, again the option is, when I come back, I again come back on the planet. And again I live. So once I am born again, then there are two options. What do I identify with? What do I actually identify with? Do I identify with the soul? Soul means subtle body and causal body together are called soul. I repeat, subtle body, causal body together are called soul. So do I remember my soul plan? Or do I identify with my role? What is my role? I am a Hindu is my role. I'm a Christian is my role. I'm German, I'm Indian, I'm male, I'm female, I'm a manager, I'm husband, I'm brother, I'm son, are roles. So what do I identify with? If I identify with soul, the whole life will be different. If I identify with soul, the life goal becomes spiritualism. Spirit, let me follow the final destination. My destination will be self-realization. And then I will have a purposeful life. And if I lead a purposeful life, I will have a meaningful death. And if I die meaningfully, I will have a purposeful birth again. Lord Krishna says in Gita, the way you die decides how you will be born again. So how you die is very important. But if I identify with the role, life journey is different. Now, if I identify with the role, then the life is the life of materialism. Let me be a big manager, earn lots of money, have relationship, make houses. It's a deviation from the actual objective of life. It's a purposeless life because everything will be lost here. And then the death in the delusion. You die in that confusion only, that you couldn't do anything as such. And then you are born again in delusion. So it's a choice. Whole life is a choice. What do you pick every moment? Like at this moment, you 22 people chose to be here. It's a choice. So this is called soul plan. This is called soul plan. How will you know what is your soul plan? For that, you need to do karma yoga, we discussed before. Upasana yoga, we discussed before. And jnana yoga, we will discuss. And this is called role plan. Okay, fine. I'm born in a middle class house. Now let me do a good job. Let me have a decent career. Let me get married. Let me make houses. That is the role plan. So whether you will follow the soul plan or role plan will decide how will you live and how will you die finally. If you decide soul plan, then karma yoga will give you purity of mind, right attitude and right action. Upasana yoga will give you stability of mind. And jnana yoga will give you clarity of mind. You'll never be confused in your life. So how will you live will decide how will you die, and how will you die will again decide how will you be born again. So let me tell you, as Lord Krishna says in Gita, how will you live will decide how will you die. Let me tell you about some famous people, what was their dying thoughts. See, Napoleon, he led his whole life, the life of materialism. When he died, the last word of his life was France, the army, the head of the army, Josephine, he died. So you can see so much vigor is there in his last moment also, so much materialistic thoughts. Then let's see Lord Buddha, what he said. When he died, Lord Buddha said, be your own light. He died. Be your own light. So how do you live will reflect how will you die. Roman Emperor Augustus, when he died, what he said, I found Rome of clay. I leave it to you of marble. See, but when Jesus died, what he said, forgive them all. They know not what they are doing. Father, unto thy hands I command my spirit. And Jesus died. So how will you live will have direct reflection on how will you die. So now the next question comes, how to proceed further from here. So let's go to that point again. So now, art of dying. How should you die? Lord Krishna in chapter 8 Gita says that there are 6 steps in which you die, and follow them sequentially. First step, when the last moment is coming, withdraw senses from outside. When you know that now much time is not left, then withdraw all your senses from outside. All 5 senses. It is called pratyahara. We discussed it before in the last class. Next is focus your mind inside. Nothing is outside. Withdraw complete focus in self. Fine. Dharana, single pointed. Next, third stage is now fully establish all life force in between your eyebrows here, exactly here. This is called a dhyana. Complete your prana, withdraw your prana from every part of the body and bring it here. Lord Krishna very specifically says about it. Bring it here. This is called dhyana. And now chant Om. But don't only chant. Chant it knowing its actual meaning. What is it? Om means absolute reality. Brahman. The truth. The truth is, I am eternal. I was never born, nor I will ever die. I existed. I am existing. I will exist forever. And then remember the absolute reality. In that remembrance, be one with the cosmos. Be one with the ultimate reality. And then leave the body. It is called Mahasamadhi. So can you relate it with the last session we had? In last session of meditation, we learned of these things. It means yogic system prepares you every moment of your life for death. Only that person can do this who is such a deep practitioner of yogic practices. If you can practice that deep, you can die that alive. So throughout the life, we should have practice of samadhi so that at the end, we can opt for Mahasamadhi. So Mahasamadhi is death. Death is the teacher. It is the reconciliation. But does it mean that if I don't do karma yoga or upasana yoga or anything else, I don't go for spiritual practices, and if I chant Om at the last moment, I will get Mahasamadhi? No, it can't. Because if we have not practiced it, how can we perform at the most crucial moment? It will be like you never played football and suddenly you are sent in the World Cup football match against France. How will you play there? You don't know how to play. So it's the final match. Death is the final match. So when we die consciously, we take birth consciously. This is what is the Buddhism method, where last Dalai Lama dies consciously by this method only. And then when he is born somewhere else, because he died consciously, he recollects all the knowledge of his past life. And then he declared, I was the same one who was born there. So he recollects everything. So what did we learn today? We learned today The art of dying. What is that? What Bhagavad Gita says? Let's have a quick recap of what we learned today. So we understood today this, that every great thing is born thrice. At deep unconscious level, then conscious desire, and then physical manifestation. Vasana leads to kamna, kamna leads to karma. As vasana we have, similarly, kamna we will have, and the same karma we do. Like seed, sprouting of it, and the plant. Like a vasana of having a house, designing a map of house, and finally visibly seeing a house, making a house visibly. Like desire to reach somewhere, having internal instruments called antah karana, or the map of it, and finally external instrument, getting it, the vehicle, and going to that. It is called astral birth. The soul touches the matter. The body, in fact. Soul itself is matter. Mind. Body, soul touches the body. Second is psychological birth. Those imprints of past lives you regather. In the womb itself. Even the imprints of present life you gather. And then the physical birth. This is called causal body, the cause of your birth. Cause is vasana, the desires that we couldn't complete. The subtle body, the kamanas, and the physical body. So this is what we call as birth. 3 stages of birth. This is what is death. Death is only when the body is taken away, but still vasanas are there. We'll take a new instrument. The plant will again be sprouted. A new house will be created once again. Every new body will be taken. So nothing is lost. We ever existed. And that's why death is nothing significant. It's a comma, not a full stop in the journey of life. It's just a comma. And what is art of living? Then decide what direction you would like to take. Whether you want to identify with the roles or the soul. If you identify with the soul, you'll have purposeful life and purposeful, meaningful death. But if you identify with the role, you have purposeless life and then birth and delusion. This is called soul plan. This is called life plan. When you say this is called role plan, the problem of many of us is we don't know the soul plan and we are unhappy about the role plan we have. Role plan is limited. Soul plan is the bigger plan. So maybe my role plan is not giving me that happiness. Let's focus on the soul plan. Probably soul plan is taking me there. It wants me to go through all those difficulties so that I can purify my mind, stabilize my mind, and clarify my mind. And then how to die? 6 stages. Withdraw the senses, focus from outside. Focus your mind in inside. Fully establish all life force between the eyebrows. Chant Om, knowing its actual meaning. Remember the absolute reality and leave the body in Mahasamadhi. Only that person can die in that peace who has lived a life of a yogi. So it's over from my side.